Yes, welcome to the No Ideas original podcast featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Ken. We got another dope one, another dope interview lined up for y'all this evening. Tonight we have the pleasure of having none other than wordsmith, lyricist, swordsman, dart thrower, MC, rapper. This man is a rapper's rapper. The
Man.
God, Killah Priest. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good?
How you holding up, bro?
Why maintaining.
As you should.
Yo, let me say, you have a distinctive style as an MC. Who influenced you to start writing, and what do you attribute your evolution as an MC to?
Um, just growing. Who influenced me? I would have to say there's a number. I would have to say the RZA because back in the days, he was around the way rhyming and just the whole feeling of it. You know,
Hmm.
as far as involving is just being inspired, just being inspired. I've been inspired by a lot of just hip hop itself.
Hmm.
Man, you've been
Okay.
inspired by a lot because I watch your podcast, your podcraft, Lord, and
Indeed,
trust
indeed.
and believe there's so much high science and wisdom in there. I
Oh,
know there's other things. Speaking of Jizzle, I just happened to be listening to Liquid Swords. On Swordsman, was there a verse on Swordsman that you have? Because I didn't hear your verse.
on Liquid Swords.
Yeah, but on the song Swordsman it has your name next to Jizzle.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of yeah. They probably don't got that version, man. There was a lot of
Yeah.
lost in the flood, and we never really redid it because
Oh.
some of the things got lost, and it was already put in. Um,
So your joint was part of the big old flood back in the days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Bible got caught in there. I had to do that over.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I had to do that over. First one, crazy, yeah.
That is crazy.
I was like, yo, fourth, where the joint at? He's like, yo, I said he lost it. I said,
It's in the Hudson River.
yeah, he actually had to sit me down. Tell him the bad news like that. He was like, he had to sit me down, like, yo, Bible's not in there. It lost it in the joint. Word.
That was probably some hard work. That was hard work to put into that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Speaking of Liquid Swords, man, that was a classic album, man. You had Bible on that album, man. Listen, how did that come about?
Oh man. Joseph really loved this. He loved the rhyme because it was just a rhyme at first. And he was just like, yo, I want to use that. I want you to put that on there. Joseph told me to put it on there. He said, just come with the second verse. And I just made it into a whole song. It was only one verse at first. And then I just went back and finished it and made a song out of it. And it was like, Joseph was like, yo, give me that. Put it on there, man. Word.
Yo.
Funny story is that when we were in the mastering, RZA was going through it, and he thought that the frequency of the sound wasn't matching everything else. He loved the song. Don't get me wrong. He just
Right.
said it wasn't matching, and
Mhm.
he didn't know where to put it at. And now, Jizzle was like, "Yo, just put it. Is it last? Is it last?"
I don't
I
think
think
it's
so.
last. I'm not sure. I don't
No, I
think
don't
it's
think it's
last
the
on the
last
album though.
song.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He put it in there. Yeah, he put it. Wherever he put it
It's close to last. It's not the last, but it's close to last.
Yeah. Jizzle was like, "Well, put it there," because RZA was doing the sequencing, and he
Yeah.
put it in there. Yeah.
Damn, yo, it's funny you say that because I feel like I don't know if people pay that much attention to that now. Do you think people still pay attention to like arrangements and sequencing of albums in terms of albums?
Man,
Shit has changed.
it definitely makes a difference. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. That's something. That's a good discussion right there. Um, I haven't listened to a whole bunch of albums.
Mm.
Really, yeah. So I want to know. Word.
So for those that's not behind the scenes, what's the process to determine like sequencing and arrangement of an album? Like, would you sit down collectively with your team, or is it just something that you based on your vibe? How do you come up with that?
I don't do it, man. I leave it up to my team. I sit down with ADs, Sound Daddy, and we put it together. Him or just somebody I know who know how to make, who knows what sounds good. Because if it was me, it'd be this lyric, it'd be that. So just trust everybody else, you know what I mean? Because I want to make a story out of it. So I sit with the team.
Shout out to AD too. Shout out to AD and the Cap, bro.
Yeah. I was
the whole setup on the Podcraft, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say because RZA was mentioned. Like, how did you end up connecting with RZA? How'd you meet RZA?
I met RZA way back, man. Our story goes way back, man. Like in the '80s, I was just a seed. He was the older guy. We used to hang out with Sun God and a couple of cats from my block. They was all 5%. And so he would come around, drop some jewels on us and stuff. But everybody was in the rap. Everybody was rhyming. And he was one of the dopest dudes back there. Besides Kane. Kane was up the block though. And yeah, we always heard of Kane, but we never ran into him. You know what I mean? We just heard that, this dude. And RZA was like the illest cat around there that we heard of. And then, he took a liking to me for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, RZA been ill for a minute since his first album on Cold Chillin'. RZA was getting in it. It was just odd for me to hear to hear Come Do Me versus like his other stuff. but yo, even Come Do Me is probably like along the lines of records that people making today.
Yeah, Kane. Well, yeah, exactly. Kane was kind of like Kane had it on lock. You know what I mean? Back then. So I don't think RZA got his proper shot back then because Kane was like he was ruling everything back then.
And RZA did start a fashion trend though, because he was the first person rocking them colored leathers. People didn't give him credit for that.
Oh wow, yeah.
Come out with them colored leathers.
RZA a fashion trend. That's why. Yeah.
We was paying attention, yo. We was paying attention to the guy.
Indeed. That's love. That's love right there.
Yo, sorry about that, Rob. So what? RZA threw the alley oop and introduced you to the clan. Like how'd that come apart?
Well, all right. So we had a little rap crew, and RZA bought RZA. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna introduce you to my cousin. He gonna come through and he gonna school y'all." Watch. It's like, all right, we see what it is. So he brought him there to battle us, because we were battling cats and stuff like that. So that's how I met RZA. So me and RZA met on my block, and then later on down the line, he threw me the alley oop. He was like, "Yo, you remember my cousin that came through? We doing a group now." And he said, "I want you to come to the studio with me," because he started digging my rhymes. I was like, all right, I would just kick rhymes to him, and he was started digging. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you to the studio with me, yo. You ready to go in the studio?" So I was like, all right, that's how that.
And that's when you judge wisely, like nothing ever surprised me.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you about that lyric. That one lyric, I swear, that one lyric held me down my teenage life, bro.
Wow.
After I heard that, this is my word is bond. After I heard that, I would walk slowly. I would take my time. Judge wise, like I would walk around with no impression, like that shit don't faze me.
Word. That's love, word. That's love. About.
And then memory is the film. I was taking all that in, and that's what I like about how you rhyme, because I take snippets, I take words, I take phrases, and I add them on, bro. It's like you just said, even this album, The Universe, and then come to find out that you and the gentleman Jordan, y'all made this recording all in 432 hertz, which is even in use. I think AD had brought that out. And I was like, damn, that's right.
Yeah.
The tuning of the music and how it sound. When I was listening to it, I'm like, why am I so comfortable listening to the car? Shit is just having in a meditative state, whereas I call it meditative hip hop. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah. A lot of people said that.
Talk about putting that together.
Man, it was just how it sounded. It was like some of the pieces was during the pandemic, you know what I mean? And some of that, it was just like a time of feeling. You know, it was a good feeling. He hit me with some beats, and I was like, oh, I got to get on this, man. I got to jump on. He hit me with this different type of sound, and I was just like, okay, you know, I just picked up my pen and zoned out. You know what I mean? We was going back and forth. And we said together, you know, we said that this gonna be a little bit different and special, you know, because we just wanted to come from another angle, you know, each album. So the first joint he hit me with was I remember
was it Unearthed?
Unearthed. Yeah, Unearthed. That's the first one. You know, and that set it off the whole everything else. Yep. Yeah.
That's a beautiful song right there, man. The way you break you down in there. Like,
thanks, brother.
But then, like you said, it set the tone for everything else. Tree,
yep.
Mr. Universe, Sound of Light. I mean, like I said, I was sitting, I'm gonna be totally honest. I was sitting, I burned some frankincense and myrrh. I rolled up, I sat on my deck, and I just zoned out. Like, so this is medicine right here, bro. I'm not even popping my head. I'm just
taking it in, right?
Yeah.
And it just took me. I think the album, to me, and my personal, was so timely because all the distraction that was going on today, and Kyrie and Kanye and this and that, they kind of just let me sit down and just let me invite something to my subconscious for a little bit. I know bullshit, some shit, some meaningful words, and I appreciate that, man. I love that for that.
Man, that's it, man. I think you just broke it down. That's the best way to listen to it. Frankincense, it burns some. Word.
And some tea. I ain't had no tea, Lord, but I'm getting my tea game up, son.
Jasmine and Nana. That's the Jasmine song, no doubt.
For real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's how that went. It was just one of those moments, I guess, we were just locked in, and I guess the timing of it, everything was perfect.
Right. Were y'all purposely looking to record that in 432?
Yeah, I think after I said it in the first, Joe was like, "Yo, yeah, we said that. We said we definitely wanted to do that." Yeah.
That's perfectly put, man. Dope album, bro. God bless you, B.
It is. Man. Word.
Has the importance of lyricism in hip hop diminished? And if so, why?
It's good. Yeah, they don't care no more.
That's true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Stocks, man. Ghost was like, I mean, he's like, man, they don't care no more. Somebody with phone, they don't care. They just don't. I don't know. They don't put no life into the word. It's just mumble. Lyricism. I mean, you got something like Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah.
And your Kendrick Lamar. You got Jay. But it's specs. I think it dumbed down is because I think a lot of it is the pills, yo. Some of the you know, it's like the choice. It kind of like dumbed it down. It's like it make you want to go to sleep. So it's just like,
right.
Yo, so let me check this out. This is off a tree. I want you to expound on this. Okay. Well in our puberty, WHT and nudity, 60s with Malcolm and Martin, Black Panthers with Huey P. 2000s, Nas said hip hop was dead. Fast forward, mumble rap read the eulogy.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that lyric. And I'm gonna tell you, yo, when I heard that, I said, yo, here's somebody else who knows what WHT is.
Yeah.
Me and Ken brothers, we had WHT, son.
Oh, yeah.
We old cats in here. we 70s babies in here, bro.
Yo, Priest, when I heard that,
yeah,
in my car, I was like, yo, hold on a second. I had to bring that back. I said, yo, did he say WHT?
Yeah. I did it for y'all. I did it for you know what I mean? I was like, yo, nobody said WHT in a minute, yo.
Bro.
Yo, hold on.
That's way before HBO.
enlighten the audience, the people that's gonna watch the playback of this. Yo, WAC was pretty much probably, I want to say, like HBO before HBO. It was like a hood cable joint or whatever. WAC was WAC, and WAC used to have like nightcap and all that stuff.
Yeah.
After 11,
was the cable, my
it was spicy.
Yo, if you didn't have it, it was a channel that you could. It was a long line that used to go through it. And you could see it all.
Yo, I remember we turned on WAC the last time. I think we tried to turn on WAC like the Home Shopping Network or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever, like, yo, they was the first people who got their cable joint clipped.
Yeah. Channel 3.
Yeah, KP.
I think it was Channel 3. Channel 3, Channel 6, one of them two. That's one of them.
Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, expound on those lyrics a little bit, like mumble rap. Read the eulogy.
Yeah. It's like what Nas said when he was like, "Yo, hip hop is dead." It's like the way that they came out. It's like a whole bunch of them just came out, and they just put. I just feel like they put hip hop. They didn't care no more about hip hop, man. It's like they cared about it, but the words and everything, they just like they solidified it, just like put it to sleep for a minute, yo. It killed it. Like when they came out with all that flow, and I said, man, there's no enthusiasm, no nothing to it. I was like, yeah, they killed it.
Yeah. It became about monetization before it was about wordplay and sport.
Yeah. Saying you got a new car is not a bar. That's what they put it on. They act like that's. I got a stack. Oh, he said he got the new stack. He said he got the new.
Let me ask you this: can we get back to edutainment? Can we get back to where wisdom merged with lyrics?
Yeah,
we had substance because all of us are like-minded because we grew in the same time, same era. Although hip-hop was fun, but it wasn't nothing without Rakim and KRS and Public Enemy giving us something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, we celebrate the idea of violence, and that idea of violence is our idea of manhood. Like you gotta be this bravado individual to feel like you've grown up.
Yeah.
You got these murders that's happening month by month, day by day. It's because of the music, and we're not giving the audience or the listener a different idea. I believe we need to bring some sort of edutainment back, God hop, conscious hop. I don't care what you call it, hop. You know what I mean? Giving the listener a different idea of music that it can carry on that legacy we grew up with.
Yeah, indeed. I think for sure, man, it got to come back. The pendulum always swings back around.
Right,
The pendulum will always swing back around, and I think, they kind of getting repetitive with the same type of thing. So something different is like it's got to come back. Yes, definitely. So I'm waiting for the pendulum. It's just we pushing it now. It's that time. It's
hanging up there. It's waiting to drop to come back this way, son.
Indeed. So I would have to say yes. It will come back to edutainment. Shout out to the great KRS One too. And man, right there.
And Rakim, Poor Righteous Teacher. You brand Nubian. The Jungle Brothers. I was listening to Jungle Brothers the other day. Jungle Brothers always had something to build upon, on top of partying.
Yes, we had a good time, but they left us with something because we self-destruction or fight the power.
What were your thoughts on self-destruction?
Oh, that was one joint. Yeah, self-destruction. Oh, you talking about the song or what's going on?
Actually, because we're in the time that we in, self-destruction played a pivotal role for us growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there isn't a song like that today.
Yeah, we should. Yo, yeah, that's a good idea, yo. We need to bring that back because what I think Michael Jackson did "We Are the World."
Yeah.
And that self-destruction, We need to put something together like that. Word.
Yeah, especially in a time where now,
Get
and
out.
I'll piggyback off of your show where
Right.
there's information of high science. There's knowledge out there that's being unearthed, if I will.
Hey.
Word is boss, son. We're learning more about the Moors. We're learning more about moral science. You know, even the 120 the lessons are in your face.
Yeah.
How does an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, a baby supposed to, take that information in when, he's convoluted versus I need this change, but then black man is God.
Yeah. Directions.
Like we need more direct, I think.
Messaging.
Yeah, methods on it to where someone can really be like, yo, they said I'm God. Let me hold on, son. Let me sit still and listen to this.
Right.
They talking about me. They talking about my grandfather.
That's right. That's right.
I mean? We're not hit. I don't think we're hitting them bells and ringing them bells enough in our youth that they're just gravitating to what's there, which is the violence, which is the money, which is the cars, which is the chains, and all of the sensational materialism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, distractions.
All the distractions.
Bad distractions. And when we do it, we gotta grab, like, I don't know if they just not just like a Kendrick. It gotta be like one of them. Get a little Uzi. we gotta get
somebody relatable or something.
Yo, sit them down. They can be talked to, you know what I mean? Just tell them what time it is and tell them what type of song and see how they do it, see how they hold it. If they can't hold it, just for like what, four bars, right? It'll be a couple hold 4 bars, man. Yeah, you can hold it for 4 bars in the studio. And that's it. But I think they probably would see like, okay, I know Kodak Black, you trying to open up a little bit, but it's like crack. Just gotta open up a little bit more. So.
Right. Joey Badass is a good example of that.
There you go, Joey Badass. Yeah, Joey Badass. Shout out to Joey Badass too, man. Well,
I want to switch it up a little bit. You talked about like bringing these young guys together. You were saying like, usually we might hear a verse or collaboration on a song, but you managed to pull together a bi-coastal group of East Coast and West Coast artists, the Horsemen. How did you manage to pull that group together? Because we don't usually get that. We haven't had that since, and I don't know if we ever will.
Since the Horsemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yo, thanks, bro. That was me, Raz, Cannabis. You know, Cannabis came in again at the end, which is good, and Corrupt. We actually was in the studio together when we did it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So we was in the studio. We need to come down and just do another one, man. Get these, get Sherry Cats and let us, the artists come together and put another one back together. It was Razzcast who kind of like really, he gunned for it. So it really happened. But the songs was there though.
Yeah.
We did that together. So with everybody's schedule, I guess Raz was like, no, I'm putting this together. And he let us hear it. We was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That joint, it was a dope project. You kind of got the distinction of being a rapper's rapper. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but a lot of rappers, we talk to a lot of rappers, they be like, Killah, what's the pros and the cons of being a rapper's rapper?
Man, it's a lot of pros, a lot of let's see, what's the thing? Well, I hear from from my brothers, you know what I mean, from the clan, just that's for them. The pros is you could get like there's doors open and opportunity to run, and to just kind of express the thoughts that you want to express. They know that if I do it, you know what I'm saying, if you're a lyricist, then you just trying something different. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, Preacher's doing this and doing that. So you get to explore a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And the cons, what was the cons? Oh man, not being on the song.
What you say? People shy away from it? They like, chill, we can't have it on the one.
They may not want me on a certain joint. yeah, exactly. Word. I might not make it on that one.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo,
Mostly.
so tell me a rapper's rapper that doesn't necessarily get their flowers. Like you mentioned one here because I got Lupe. I think Lupe is a person who don't necessarily get their flowers. But usually when we have this conversation, people will mention the G raps. We've heard Big L, we've heard Big Pun. Although to me, these are people that are commonly mentioned when you start talking about rappers. Black Thought comes up also as another person that's crazy ill lyricist. But from your perspective, who's a rapper's rapper that doesn't get mentioned enough?
Like I said, Lupe, and let me see who else. Who else? A rapper that doesn't get mentioned enough. That's real dope. Did they say Deck? Respectful
Nah,
Deck?
They
but Deck
sure.
yo, not
Deck
too
never
many
get
people.
his flowers, son.
Not too many people start a verse like Deck.
Glad you said that,
It's
Lord.
almost like automatic. Like how you call it? Like Deck, he gotta go first.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Respectful Deck.
Word.
Deck is the infamous, legendary lead-off batter for any
Yeah.
baseball team.
Anytime. He's a set off. Set off. Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Respectful Deck.
He's gonna get you a base hit or a home run right off the gate.
Yeah, oh, perfect. That's a good analogy. Word. Great analogy. Yeah.
Yo, you know how
Can't miss.
I knew Deck was crazy? Because the joint they got that everybody loved. You know
Right.
that I don't know if it's intended to be a party record, but it's a big party record too. Listen to
Right.
the joint he said it all. I bomb atomically.
Yeah.
Socrates, philosophy,
Who could it be? Yeah.
Socrates, lyrically perform all right. Like yo, destroyed it.
That's
Bars.
yeah, that's a classic verse.
Mhm.
Classic verse, yo. That's a hip hop classic.
Yeah.
Word.
Classic.
Sheesh.
Because he,
Right there. I said you can stay your sleep.
What you
Hold
said,
on.
KP got?
No, I was just checking so good. I said you can say I asked Deck, he said, yeah, I know. He be on the phone, it's just like that should be coming out. Bomb atomically.
Yeah. That right there, you don't even gotta know. You don't have to be a person who appreciate lyricism to really appreciate that verse. I think like just the natural way he flow on the beat and the way it come in and everything. Like I've seen people go crazy. Like you would think that they was playing Shalimar dance record or something. People go crazy to that. You're like, yo, do you hear the stuff that he's saying in this verse?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's the Prodigy?
What about Prodigy?
They say Prodigy a lot. They say Prodigy.
Nah, I think
Yeah.
Prodigy get his flowers. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah.
There was a point where I had Prodigy like almost number one. Like yo, to me, one of Prodigy's illest verse. Yo, one of Prodigy's
I break
illest
bread,
verses.
ribs, $100 bill.
Nah, even before that, yo, I shot your joint. I shot your joint.
Yes,
That-
Yeah.
sir.
That joint, that verse right there.
Yo, Shook Ones. Shook Ones is Deck. Like that set off on Shook Ones, I got you stuck off the realness is like that remind me of like that's the perfect off. You wouldn't say nothing else, man. Nothing else. It's like him and Deck with those. That's a bomb atomic league. I got stuck off the real.
Yo, I may be probably the only person that like the original Quiet Storm without Little Kim and Havoc.
Yeah, I like the original one.
Like I'd like that better than the joint with Little Kim and Havoc. Like the stuff that he's saying in it. P Rock 40-inch cable, drinking white label, chain hang down on big glass table. Like yo, he was
Man, you got don't listen to that. I forgot about the original.
crazy. That's yo, those verses. Yeah, P.
See, it was still that hip hop where he could talk his shit, but he always threw jewels in his shit, bro.
Right, yep.
Always you have to listen to. You can hear the gangster shit, you can hear the rough shit. But
Yeah,
he was gonna smack you with a jewel in a second.
yep.
I always listen closely to P. Yo. God bless him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm biased. I don't have P as being underrated. Like P is to me has always been up there. So I think he's dope. Like,
right.
You know, I've never heard anybody ever dispute that P
Right.
is dope. But, you know, some dudes would be like, nah, I don't this that. And I remember even Razzcast, yo, when Soul on Ice came out, I was still in high school, and I was telling people like, yo, it's nice.
Yeah.
People were like, nah, he's a West Coast cat. This time, I'm like, yo, listen to the stuff that he's saying. Like, yo, that album was crazy.
Or what about Razzcast?
Razzcast,
Razzcast,
yo, but for me, Razzcast is not underrated. I appreciate him as a lyricist.
Yeah, they always mention Raz and as a spitter. Well, nah, that's it. I mean, I guess, yeah. Deck. I'm gonna try to think of one more.
Set off.
Some of your members was good. I mean, I at one point Cannabis.
Ghost is a great set off too.
Yeah,
Cannabis is Richard. You think so?
Cannabis was killing it at one.
Cannabis was on fire.
But they knew that, right? They gave, everybody knew that. They gave him his flowers. You said somebody that you might not know, right? That don't get their flowers.
Yeah.
You said Ghost?
I mean,
Ghost
Ghost
gets his flowers.
yeah, we all know and appreciate.
Ghost got a garden. Ghost got a garden of flowers. He gets all his flowers.
Yo, hold on, Priest. Before you keep going and you answer that, yo, is it true that there was this legendary cipher with you and Cannabis and dudes from the Wu and Cannabis was how you call it, catch a wreck?
Yes.
It was. That's a true story. Word, true. Yeah, that really happened out in Atlanta. Wow. Me and Cannabis, we went toe to toe. It was crazy. Yeah. I was victorious that day. I was victorious. I was like, yo, that was good. I felt good about myself.
And was this Cannabis? Was this Cannabis when Cannabis was Cannabis, like, or this was before he became Cannabis? Because yo, it was a moment where yo, dudes was not trying to get on no record with Cannabis either.
He just got more vicious and more vicious. He got crazy and crazy. It was him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a word because he was running through.
The world is smoking cannabis now, right? Now we.
Nah, this is one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Was that the night that you said to yourself, yo, I'm solidified as an MC?
Yeah. Something like that. It was a feeling of something like that. It's like but he wasn't I didn't know who he was. I didn't know that was my first time meeting him. That's how far that was back. But I said, yo, son, nice. When I saw Deck, like, have to go back with another one. Think of another one. That was like, okay, this is real. This is serious business.
Yeah,
that can keep you on your toes.
Yo, popular opinion is that Cannabis lost to LL in that battle. But if those two records side by side, Cannabis then lose.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the world know you ain't want me to shine.
Yeah, and you're not gonna. Yeah, just give him the mic.
I'm wondering, like, can you talk a little bit, like, based on your evolution of like your projects? Because I think about like from Heavy Mental to even Mother, you know, like I've seen like a shift to now like your later projects seem to be like more spoken word oriented. Like, what's the creative process for you now? And even on working on the Mother album, was that therapeutic for you?
Yeah, that was that was something that I didn't even wait on too many producers. I just something I wanted to do. Yeah, that was inspirational because when my mom's returned, I just was like, I had to. It was very therapeutic. I had to do that. It was something like I put my everything aside to do that. It was very warm, and I needed something to express that. So the music, I felt like it has to be something that could speak back to me, myself, and something I would want to hear and just give to the world for her, because it sounded like how she was. I wanted to make it sound like how she was.
Words. Yeah. I could appreciate that. I lost my mom in December, so when I heard that and I was listening to it, I was like, wow, like yo, this had to be therapeutic for this brother to
Indeed.
work together.
Indeed. Yo, man, sorry for your loss too, man. I feel it because I'm new to it. So our first Thanksgiving without her, you know. Word.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Wow. Word, no doubt. Power. Well,
you were one of the first people to get on the Just Blaze track, man. I just wanted to ask you, man, was Just Blaze always Just Blaze, or do you see like a progression from who he was before to who he is now?
He's great, man. He was always dope. He never sampled back then, and I just knew. I was like, and he was just a brother. I was like, yo, if you sample beats, it'd be over because he was making beats, just making, and he just knew everything. He just had it all, so it was just like, oh, crazy. And then I think it was Todd told me he started sampling. He was out there. He used to come. He used to come our session. He was working at the studio.
Oh, okay.
He ended up doing almost all of my second album, View from Masada.
Wow.
We got real.
Yo, it's hard for me to wrap my head around what you just said. You said Just Blaze wasn't sampling back then. Now Just Blaze is arguably like one of the illest samplers.
Yeah. Yeah, he go crazy now. Before he wouldn't do it. He just said, I don't need to do it. I mean, he was making
Blaze.
Yeah. He asked about Fourth Disciple. He's asking about RZA, but he was like asking about Fourth, True Man. He used to ask me about them. So I was like, man, I think you're gonna be right up there with them.
Wow.
The next show, he went through the roof.
What do you think about his partnership with well, I guess I don't know if it's fair to say they still have a partnership. I'm sure they still have a relationship with him and Jay Electronica, because there are people who
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Draw comparisons to you and Jay Electronica.
That's so wild, right? I know that's crazy because I asked when I saw Just Blaze, he's like, yo, he like a like a younger version of you or something like that. So everybody was telling me that's wild how things go around like that. Right. That he ended up working with the MC. He like dope MCs. Jay Electronica is dope. You know what I'm saying? So that's wow how how I started and how he working with him. I always like this. Wow, it's crazy. But now he's not working. They're not working together too much. But I think he still got Jay Electronica album or something like that.
Yeah, that might be the other MC that we was talking about, like who doesn't get their flowers. That's like a considered a rapper. Maybe Jay Electronica.
Wow, you don't think so? Yeah.
I think you gotta appreciate. You gotta really have an ear, and I don't know if everybody really listens for lyrics. I think there's some people who minds are a little bit more advanced and they actually listen to lyricism and wordplay and double entendres and stuff like that. And I think there's some people who just listen for melodies. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a person who just on melodies, like to me, the great ones are the ones that combine melodies and wordplay and got the lyricism, and all that to go together. And I think Jay Electronica is the person that for like, if you're not a hip hop head or a purist, you probably wouldn't appreciate him to the level that you're at. And you know what's crazy about that? Even saying that, basically his whole project was pretty much him and Jay-Z. That was almost like a joint album. Yeah. And I don't know if that did anything to raise his stock with mainstream. That's just my opinion.
Right. Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're right. Thinking about it, he does. Because compared to because he should be up there with Kendrick and all of them. You know what I'm saying? And I know they did the song together, but definitely he don't get enough flowers. Yeah, I can see that. And he's a beast. I'm not going to
beast, bro.
Yeah, he's nasty.
I was sitting here in my mind imagining Electronica, two hot scientists.
Wow, imagine that.
Imagine that. That's exactly what I was going to say. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. I'm glad you used that word, imagine. I usually ask this question. Shot knows. Most people know this. How important is the imagination, and why aren't we using it enough?
The First Nation, imagination. Always. We don't use it enough. I don't know. Find an inspiration. We gotta, I always say take a walk, do anything, and just find that space where you could and don't be scared to explore in what's inside, because what's inside is what's outside. You're talking about, and when they're making the songs, you just gotta go to that place. You gotta find it.
Right.
Man,
and that's my point. That's my point about imagination, because people, when you hear imagination, you think fairy tale, or you think from a child's perspective, like, a child just wanting to play with, I don't know, your imaginary friend. But in our mind, we're using that tool every day. We're using the mind in that sense of what we're seeing going forth. We see that even when we use our memory.
Yeah.
You using you can see it, although it's not tangible, but you can have a visual context of what happened in the past, or even if you're moving forward. I think, I said it before here that imagination, your memory are your two most powerful tools you have in your mind.
Yes.
We need to use them a little bit more. You know what I mean? And that'll help get us out of situations. That'll help. And I'm a firm believer of putting affirmations out there and thinking positive and seeing things in a visual context.
That's right.
Over time, it manifests, Lord. I watch things manifest and come to light just from a single thought. I might have put some energy behind it, some further behind it, but in days and times, it shows up as I asked it to.
Word became flesh.
Word became flesh.
It did. Yeah.
You on Old Dirty's first album too. God bless the dead Old Dirty. What do you think would be his opinion of the current state of hip hop if he was?
Oh, he hates that shit.
It's funny. I think he might thrive though.
I think he was like the progenitor, man. I think he was the he's like, boy, because my favorite album is the second album. What he did? Yeah, he was just went crazy on that when he was going to jail. What was it? With Khalees all on the album? What was that?
Yeah, I know what you took.
Dirty, I got your money, don't you
worry, baby.
Yeah,
the wig on in the video.
Hey, nigga, please. Yeah, yo, that album had me on the floor. Yo, he was just crazy, yo. It was one song. He was doing a track, and somebody walked in the room. You could hear them. Like he was just all over the place, man. I was like, yo, that's Dirty Raw.
Yo, but his first album too. His first album, I was like,
yeah, masterpiece.
Yeah. But it was, what's the joint with I don't know if RZA laid like reference vocals for him and he just left the reference vocals and said the same exact rhyme for the next verse. I forget what song it was, but to me that was the brilliance of Dirty. It was just like, yo, like you said, that whatever it was, he used his instrumentation. Oh, somebody coming into the studio, leave that on the record. Or leave the reference track on there, leave this, that, whatever. And it just, it turned out to be really good music. And you know why I think it was? Because it was unfiltered. That's one of the things that I love about RZA, to be honest with you. Like, to me, RZA's a dude that really, like his music, sometimes, like I've heard loops, I'm like, yo, this is not necessarily on beat. Like, even if you listen to Criminology, it's a point where Criminology is not on beat or it's off tune or whatever it is. But it's something brilliant about it because he had to be in a lab here and be like, nah, chill, leave that's how I want it to sound. Rather than being on some mathematically, that doesn't make sense. Like, to me, whenever I hear anything that RZA do, I know it's coming from a place of just pure artistry and being creative.
Yeah. It doesn't have, exactly. All the creation comes from the mistakes, the chaos. Mm-hmm. So those are the things. Don't try to fix it. It is what it is. That night when you came in, you was drunk, or that night when you came in and you're not gonna get that feeling again. Yeah, so if you was high, or if you just was in a zone, keep it. You know what I mean? Keep it.
It's authentic at that point.
Authentic, yeah.
You got me thinking I'm the one man army a song. That shit is ringing in my head right now.
Yeah, that album was crazy. Yeah. Yo, I heard you a tea enthusiast.
Let's talk tea, Lord.
My wife got me into teas, boy. My favorite three. You ever had Sapphire Cider?
Oh wow, Sapphire Cider. No, I didn't have that one.
No, Sapphire Cider is one of my favorite joints. Well, that is my favorite joint. Elderberry Punch I like too. Yeah, and then there's another joint called Sweet Slumber. That's mad too.
Okay. All right, Sweet Dang. I gotta try that. Elderberry. I had a couple of kind of elderberries. Yeah, that's very good for you. A lot of antioxidants have been coming off the oil. In there.
Yo, Rob, come to my crib and be like, yo, you got the exotic teas?
Yo, son, he got the whole exotic. That's why when I watched the God on his podcast, I'm loving the fact that he's letting everyone chat. He's potting the tea. He's handing out cups. Yo, God is handing out cups. You want some tea? You want some tea? You want some tea?
Yeah.
I love that part of the show, man. T has a quality to kind of settle the mood a little bit.
Yeah, yo, right?
Kill, yo. I love the. Yo, you the god, son. I ain't fucking, man. I can't.
That's peace, yo. That's peace.
Yo,
Brother Bill, yo.
you coming out with your own T, Lord? Everyone is coming out with something, man.
Yeah, definitely. I worked on this matcha. I got this one matcha, but we got a limited amount. But I'm about to do another brand because that was just the first one. I hooked up with my boy and we did a matcha brand, and I limited amount. But when I get back, but it's the purest. I got the ceremony tea, the tea ceremony. You know what I mean? So I got the upgrade, and I got it selling. But I'm gonna have my official soon. I'm working on it. I'm talking to some cats now.
Yeah. Yo, you gotta get to a certain point in life to appreciate a good tea.
Yeah.
You know how you call it. Like my wife wrote me into teas, but she got me on teas because she liked to go to the mall. So what she would do is she would take me to this tea spot, and she would just have me trying like the different teas, and she know I would get like the tea, probably hit me with the chamomile joint or whatever, and I would just sit there, drink my tea, read the newspaper, whatever it is, while she shopped or whatever. And after a while, it's like, oh, yo, we're gonna have a cup of tea before we go to bed type joint. It's a routine.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, word, you can't go wrong. And then it's like, was it in the mall? I know that spot. It's either Dr. T, huh?
I think it's called Greenhouse Tea.
Okay, Greenhouse. Yeah. It's a franchise, but they be having mad joints in the back. Yeah, it's dope.
He is a staple, man. I gotta make my wife. Well, I do it out of routine, but I make my wife a cup of tea every morning.
Hey, yo, that's it.
That's how she starts the day, man. With a cup of tea.
Man. That's the way to go. Cause you hydrating the body. You know what I mean? All that, it works.
I'm reading that caption.
She said,
that's probably the truth. That's probably the truth. She hit you with the relaxed tea, so you don't know how much money she's spending at the mall. Yo, so Killah Priest, another line off of Mr. Universe. We celebrate those that came home from jail more than college due to knowledge. Expound on that one. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, it's real talk, man. It's time to get real. Yeah, that's the problem with what we honor. We honor the crazy stuff, instead of cats and our C's and everybody who's trying to do good. We kind of make fun of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're the new cats to get it in attack to bring it to levels like the Kanye. They probably laughed at Kanye back in the days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you start making moves like that, we don't celebrate them as much as we do. You know what I mean? Cats that come in, and that's coming back home for being locked up for doing some crazy stuff. But we so appreciate it, but we gotta appreciate the cats who really try. Our nerds, man. Yeah, we gotta balance it out.
Balance it out, man. And that's what I said. We've got accustomed to celebrating violence. And that's why we see the violence that we see. We gotta start celebrating some knowledge, some culture.
That's right.
Something different than what we're used to, or what we got used to.
Right. Mr. Universe. Yeah.
Yo, so here's another joint. Push up so my thumbs are strong. I read the Bronze Book of Psalms. After I finished, I took up arms.
Hey, Shy, read them.
Yo, I'm telling you, I was in the whip. Listen, I was listening to this, I'm like, yo, dude is not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the lines is like we were talking, like Rob's talking about the all the stuff. You dropping some jewels and giving out knowledge. So people just gotta be receptive because, like Rob said, we all on the sex and violence. That's what
sex and violence and money and cars.
Yeah, sex, violence, money.
I can eat this. I'll eat your groceries. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah. That's not a bar. It's like that's why I know when they hear it, it's like, okay, we back to bars. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let's hear something with life in it, something with some substance. Put that back in the pot.
Language is a big tool, man. How we use our words is powerful. So why don't we practice using words in its right context? Words are vibratory, man. So as you said, words become flesh.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense why we're living in the way we're living. It makes
Yep.
perfect sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because of what we're ingesting. So what you ingest, you regurgitate.
That's right.
Here we are. You know, I wanted to ask you this personally for me. What was the meeting like with Santo Bonacci and Sophia Stewart?
Yo, that was wild. Yo, it was wild. Santo Bonacci,
And for
that's
the public, you know, Santo Bonacci, he's I want to say a syncretist. I mean, this dude is so wise when it comes
yeah,
to the Bible, astrology. Oh
yeah,
my God, the seasons. When you listen to him, you kind of be like, oh shit, I didn't even think about it like that. And
yeah,
Sophia Stewart is the young lady who created Terminator onto the Matrix. There's a book she wrote called The Third Eye that gives the entire story from beginning to end. I lost the book, but it's out there, man. I need to get that back.
yeah. She's a magnificent mind. No, I talked to her off cam. Yo, she told me a story. I was like, yo, she told me a sapphire story in her mind that she didn't even put on paper. I was like, oh wow, you one of the ones. Yeah, she's incredible. It was magic, yo. It was actual magic. And Santos, he's incredible too. AD put me up on Santos, man, and it was like, yo,
I seen. I was watching the video. The guy pulled out his. He's like, hold on, I need my notebook. Let me get a pen. I'm not missing this one. So what you say?
Yeah, exactly. That's a real incident of the student becoming the master because Bonacci was like, oh man, AD was just kept regurgitating so much stuff to him, he was lost. Like, yo, yeah, we laugh about that, yo. We still laugh about. Matter of fact, we're gonna do an episode where we revisit that. That was funny.
That was a dope little bill right there, man.
Yo, I want to salute Knowledge Born for even, helping us.
Shout out to Knowledge Born
podcast. Word, Knowledge Born, appreciate you. And he sent me a message telling me that you got another interview that you got to dip to also. But before you bounce, I wanted to ask you, put out there where people could catch the podcast and how people could get the new album.
Right, no doubt. They just hit me. Yeah, so the podcast is every Monday and Wednesday at 5 Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And y'all can get the new album, Mr. Universe. Get that and get Mother too. Y'all can get that on all platforms. Get Mr. Universe is on. You can stream it on every. Damn, why they hit me so much? They can stream it on all the platforms, and it's everywhere, man. Get it and meditate to it. It's something is different. It's something you can sit down and clean out your mind for a minute. You know what I mean? From all the other stuff. You know what I mean? And it's recorded in 432 hertz. So you're gonna have an experience.
That's a fact.
Word. That's a fact. Any last words before you bounce?
Yo, more coming. More coming. The best is yet. Yeah, no doubt.
Word. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Killah Priest, you can reach him on Instagram at the Real Killah Priest. Salute everybody. Catch you next week on No Ideas Original Podcast. Peace out, everybody. Priest, stick around for a second. I want to talk to you behind the scenes.
All right.